Meanwhile, on the battlefield, Yudhishthir was speaking with Arjuna. In comparison to the enemy, our troops are but few. In such cases, Brihaspati has recommended the needle formation. Quickly array our forces in this way, O Dhananjaya, or in any other way you see fit. Arjuna stood before his brother, clothed from head to foot in impenetrable armor. In his hands he held the Gandiva bow, which gave off an iridescent glow. Nearby stood his fire-colored chariot, with Krishna holding the reins of the pure white horses. Arjuna looked at Yudhishthir, who shone in his own brilliant armor and jeweled helmet. O king, I will arrange our forces in the unassailable Vajra formation, which Indradev himself designed. I will station Bhimasena at the head. Simply upon seeing him, the enemy will flee like so many terrified animals viewing a lion. There is no man who can even cast his eye on Vrikodara when he is enraged. He will be our shelter, just as Indra is the shelter of the celestials. Arjuna then mounted his chariot and set out to make the arrangement. The leading chariot divisions moved quickly forward and formed themselves into a long point, with Bhima, Drishtadyumna, Nakula, Sahadev, and Drishtaketu at the head. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers, wielding swords, spears, and axes, accompanied the generals. Flanked by great elephants clad in steel armor, the army thundered forward. Behind the point, they opened out into a larger group, filled with horsemen and infantry. The formation was protected in the rear by King Virata and his entire Akshauhini of troops. Nakula and Sahadev guarded Bhimasena's left and right sides, while Abhimanyu and Draupadi's sons protected Bhima from behind. And not far behind them came Shikandi, protected by Arjuna and advancing with firm determination just to kill Bhishmadev. Yudhishthir took up his position in the center of the army. He was protected all around by many chariot fighters, and Yudhishthir appeared like the sun, surrounded by bright planets. The flag standards of the warriors rose above the troops like palm trees decorated with gold and silver. Above them all was Arjuna's huge banner, with Hanuman at its top, shouting out his fearful battle cries. As the army advanced, Bhima whirled his mace and roared. Bhima seemed to scorch the Kauravas just by his mere glancing. Even his own troops were afraid of Bhimasena. Once the Pandava forces were arrayed, they stopped to await their specific orders. The two commanders had yet to blow their Conch-shells before the fighting could begin. The Pandavas looked toward the eastern side of the battlefield, where the immense Kaurava army spread out across the entire horizon as far as the eye could see. A strong wind began blowing, carrying sharp stones and pebbles, and the sky thundered, although no clouds were visible. Meteors fell and the earth trembled. A thick cloud of dust rose, obscuring the sun itself. Seeing the Pandavas' Bhadra formation, Bhishmadev arrayed the Kaurava troops in a counter formation. With his white headdress, white banner, white bow, and white umbrella over his head, Bhishma looked like a white mountain. Duryodhana rode in the midst of the army, riding an elephant the color of a blue lotus. Above his seat, a large white umbrella sheltered him. His great mace rested on his shoulder, and his bow was by his side. He was being eulogized by bards and singers, and was protected by hundreds of thousands of troops. All of Dhritarashtra's sons were in the division under Bhishma's command and personal protection. Countless kings and princes from every part of the globe, surrounded by their armies, advanced toward the Pandavas. Behind all the troops came Drona Acharya, riding on a golden chariot yoked with red horses. Gazing across at the Kaurava army with Bhishma Dev at their head, Yudhishthir again became apprehensive. He turned to Arjuna. "O mighty armed hero, it seems to me Bhishma has arranged his troops in an impenetrable formation. Nor do I see any possibility of overpowering the great-grandfather. He has limitless strength and unfading glory. Who can approach him in battle? How can victory be ours?" Yudhishthir appeared extremely sad and disappointed. He was thoroughly dejected. Arjuna then offered words of encouragement. "Listen, O king, as I tell you how only a few men can overpower a vast army. Brihaspati explained this in days of yore, when the celestials fought the Asura demons. Those who desire victory do not conquer simply by prowess. They conquer by truth, compassion, piety, and virtue. So fight with assurance, dear brother, for victory is always where righteousness is found." But Yudhishthir still seemed doubtful. Was his cause even righteous? It seemed to him that his desire for the kingdom was at the very root of this war. Sensing his misgivings, Arjuna continued to speak. "And on our side we have Krishna. Krishna is righteousness and truth personified. The great sage Narada has said that victory is certain to go to Krishna and whomever is on his side. Indeed, it is one of the Lord's eternal attributes. His might is infinite. He is the original person, beyond and above this mundane world with all of its politics and suffering. I do not see the cause for your sorrow when that Lord of the Celestials is on your side, wishing you success." Now, thinking of Krishna, Yudhishthir felt pacified. He looked at his troops. "Yes, Arjuna, it is exactly as you say. Krishna himself desires this conflict, and thus we should not hesitate. Now, tell our men to fight to the best of their power with fairness and with the desire to attain heaven." Yudhishthir then distributed charity to the numerous brahmanas who had accompanied him onto the battlefield. He was surrounded by rishis who walked around him chanting hymns in his praise and invoking auspiciousness for the battle. Having been given gold, cows, fruits, flowers, and cloth, the brahmanas left the battlefield, uttering prayers and Vedic mantras. Then Arjuna's chariot moved to the front of the army. Krishna spoke. "There stands the mighty hero among men, Bhishma, who has performed hundreds of sacrifices, who scorches his foes in battle, and who will soon attack our troops like a lion. Innumerable troops protect Bhishma, as clouds cover the sun. Make him your target, Arjuna, for no one else can face him." Krishna then told Arjuna to offer a prayer to Goddess Durga so that she would empower him. Arjuna alighted from his chariot and knelt down with folded palms. With his face to the east, he chanted hymns from the Vedas to supplicate the powerful goddess of the material energy. And as he prayed, Goddess Durga appeared above him in the sky. "O son of Pandu, surely you will attain victory. You have the invincible Narayana just to help you. No foe can defeat you, not even your father, mighty Indradev himself." Durga Ma then vanished, and Arjuna rose to his feet. Considering himself blessed, he remounted his chariot with a joyful heart. Now seeing that both armies were in position and waiting for the battle to begin, Bhishma Dev raised his conch-shell and sounded a great blast. At once, the sounds of hundreds of other conch-shells reverberated around the battlefield as all of the leading warriors joined with Bhishma. Drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns, suddenly all were sounded, creating a tumult. Then Arjuna and Krishna took out their conch-shells. They blew long and mighty blasts, resounding across the battlefield. Bhima, the twins, and all the other leading Pandava fighters also sounded their conch-shells. Upon hearing that celestial sound, the Kauravas all felt their hearts quake. But Bhishma cheered. His eyes flooded with tears as he recognized the sound of Krishna's transcendental conch-shell. Yes, here was the eternal Lord of all the worlds, prepared to protect his devoted servants by personally coming into battle with them. Bhishma gazed across at Arjuna's chariot. Yes, indeed it was a cruel destiny that had brought Bhishma into opposition with Krishna and the Pandavas. Surely Dharma, duty, was all powerful. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Tat Sat.